Good morning, children. Today, let us start the new lesson, the classical world. Okay. So, what happened? Last class, we have studied about the religions because after the civilizations, people they worshipped primitive and whatever they wished to worship, but it was not liked by the some scholars. So they started religions like Buddhism, Jainism, and what else? Zoroastrianism. Likewise, we have studied in the last lesson. Now, another changes, classical changes in the world countries. In this lesson, we are going to study. Okay, children? Now, when America, all of you see the book, children? Introduction. When America, Australia, and Africa, you know that we have 7 continents. Among the continent, America, Australia, and Africa remained outside the mainstream of world history. Civilizations blossomed in scattered areas of the landmass of Europe and Asia. So, this Europe and Asia, the territories of Europe and Asia together, called as Eurasia. I think you might have heard this Eurasia in 8th standard. Some of them soon reached the classical stage. When the classical era period was at its height, height means peak. At its peak, classical in status, classical improvement was at its height in the European countries. A chain of empires from Rome to Persia to Peshawar. Peshawar, where is Peshawar? In India. So, from where? Empires from Rome, then Persian country to Peshawar began to emerge. The expansion of major civilization. What were the major civilization? Indus Valley civilization, Chinese civilization, Egyptian civilization are the major civilization. So the expansion of major civilization eliminated the geographical gap and paved the way for the inter-regional trade contacts. People started, because of the civilization, people started international trade contacts, and not only that, cultural exchange. They, because coming and going to one country to another country, they exchange their culture, civilization, language. Okay, children? And this led to the transmission of ideas. Not only ideas, technology, and also art. The diffusion of the great religions of the world, beginning with Buddhism and later continuing with Christianity and Islam, can be understood in the context. I think you might have understood this paragraph. Yes or no? Okay. Now, let us know about the classical world. What do you mean by classical world? Classical world comprises ancient Greece and Rome. Classical age refers to the interlocking civilization. Okay, children, what is the interlocking civilization? Classical word means interlocking civilization of ancient Greece and ancient Roman countries. It was known as Greco-Roman world. Okay, children? So, you should know what do you mean by classical civilization or classical world, or what is the meaning of Greco-Roman world. Okay? So, it is that in this paragraph. Next, let us know about the Greece, Greek country. It is otherwise known as the Hellenistic world. Until the 8th century BC, Greece was not different from the rest of the world. It is also just like the other countries. People worshipped what they liked, like how they started their civilization. They followed their primitive method till 8th century BC. But people were illiterate. Craft specialization was primitive and life was difficult, with the exception of Sparta. Sparta is a state in Greece. Sparta, agriculture was limited by the mountainous region. Terrain means region. So, Greece is the mountainous area. So, except one of the state in Greece, that is Sparta. It was divided into Sparta, Corinth, Thebes, like that. It was divided. Greece was divided. Except Sparta, agriculture was limited in those areas in Greek. However, the Greeks succeeded in founding colonies along the coast that helped them earn revenue through trade. So the Greek people, they found the colonies. After 8th century, they found the colonies, and by the revenue they developed. They had trade contacts over the colonies, so they had revenue, so that they developed. As a result, by the 6th century BC, Greece turned into a network of city-states. Greece was divided into city-states. And Acropolis, it was a fortified city in ancient Greek country on a hill in Athens. Greece was divided into 4 city-states. How? Athens, Sparta, Corinth and Thebes. These 4 are 4 city-states in Greece. Now, Acropolis also was a fortified city in ancient Greek on a hill in Athens. Is an illustrative example to their advancement. Though the city-states fought each other, what happened? They were bound together by trade. ட்ரேடுன்னு வந்துட்டா அவங்கெல்லாம் சேர்ந்துப்பாங்க. ஆனால் often they used to fight among themselves. By a common alphabet, similar religious practices and festivals. They had similar festivals as well as religious practices. The illustrious example for the last one was the Olympic festival of sports and games. The Olympic festival, the Olympic games first started in Greek. Okay? You should know ever. Don't forget this. The Olympic games were started in ancient Greek country. Okay, children? Now, next paragraph. The ruling class in Greece controlled the land. Slaves cultivated the land. Who were the slaves? We have studied already. After the war, the defeated army people were captured as slaves. So they were used to do many works in those countries, succeeded countries. So slaves cultivated the land. Greek writers and philosophers saw the ownership of slaves as essential to a civilized life. The writers and philosophers saw the ownership of slaves as essential to a civilized life. Aristotle compared the master and slave relationship to that of husband and wife and father and children. Who? Aristotle. He was a scholar as well as a writer. He compared the slaves as master and slave. How? Husband and wife and father and children, likewise he compared. So, next. Greeks' victory over Persians. Which areas are called as a Persian country? I taught you. Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, all these countries comprises together called Persian countries, isn't it? Now these countries, King Darius was the heading of great empires in Persia. He decided to conquer the Greek city-state. King Darius of Persia decided to conquer Greece country, but the first attack on Greece failed. King Darius failed in his attempt. This was due to some factors. What are the factors? The Persian army suffered from disease and lack of food during its march. While they marched from Persia to Greece, Iran, Iraq to Greece, the army people, they suffered without food also and also diseases. So therefore, in planning the second march, after defeating also, King Darius planned for second attack on Greek. Now the Greek people avoided to attack Greece by the land route and they went by sea. The Greeks or Hellenes fought patriotically, and a second time also they defeated the Persians at Marathon in 490 BC. Okay, children. Next, Xerxes. He was the next ruler of Persian Empire after King Darius, who also conducted another expedition. The Greek people joined with Spartans this time and Athenians together. Spartans and Athenians, they persisted in their resistance in the final battle fought in Salamis. Persian ships were destroyed. Disheartened, ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக போயிடுச்சு யாருக்கு? Xerxes. அவர் யார்? After King Darius, he became the ruler. Underline, children. King Darius and Xerxes returned to Persia without achieving his end. Okay, children? Okay. Now, let us know how democracy followed in Greece. When the Greek city-states first emerged, they still carried the legacy of the past. What do you mean by legacy? The past culture they followed. The rulers came from lines of traditional chieftains. What is the meaning of this? After father, his son will become the ruler. Likewise, traditional chieftains. Those who grew rich from the expansion of trade resented the privileges enjoyed by the old ruling families. At the age of tyrant 6th century to 4th century BC proved to be a period of urban development because of the trade connections. Urbanization started, isn't it? Everywhere in the countries, those who had trade relations with other countries, they started the trade. Because of the trade, urbanization started. So here also in Greek also, what happened? Proved to be a period of urban development with new buildings and enormous temples such as Olympian Zeus. Zeus is the name of the god in Athens. Olympian Zeus at Athens. Athenian democracy. Athens, Greek city, was divided into 4 city-states. What are they? Spartan, Athenians, Thebes and Corinth. Now in Athens, the pressure from below resulted in the replacement of both oligarchy. What do you mean by oligarchy? We have studied in the first lesson. Oligarchy, it's ruled by a group of people, isn't it? And tyranny by democracy. Now, by democracy, the oligarchy and tyranny were replaced by the democracy. People did not like the rulers. They did not care. Some rulers, they did not care the people. So they started revolting against the rulers and they brought democracy in their country. So what happened? replacement of oligarchy. This arrangement, okay, oligarchy and tyranny by democracy. The law-making power in Athens was vested in an assembly open to all freemen. So the people, they started an assembly to make laws. Then judges and lower officials were chosen by lots. What do you mean by lots? சீட்டு குலுக்கி போட்டு எடுக்கிறாங்களே, that is what lots. This arrangement was resented by the upper classes who considered democracy to be the rule of the mob, one who ruled the country. Upper class people ruled the country. They were called oligarchy rule. Okay, those people did not like this democracy. What they described this democracy to be the rule of mob. Mobனா என்னன்னு தெரியும் உங்களுக்கு இல்லையா? முட்டாள்களுடைய கூட்டம், ரூல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவங்க சொல்கிறாங்க, upper class people. The Persian danger had united the Greeks. When this danger was removed, they started quarreling again. The history of many Greek city-states was one of the continual struggles by the rich landowners against the democracy. The only exception was Athens. Athensல மட்டும் பெரிய பெரிய ராயல் கிளாஸ் பீப்புள் என்ன செய்யல, டெமோக்ரஸிக்கு அகேன்ஸ்டாக போகல. பட் அதர் 3 city states people, the middle class people, the upper class people, they started to rise against this democracy. They did not like. Okay children, now for about 200 years democracy survived. 200 years were in Athens. So the word democracy, please note this, literally means the rule of the people. In reality it excluded slaves, not included. Slaves were excluded, and also not only slaves, women and non-residents known as metics. That they were known as metics, that means traders and craftsmen. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? வெளியூர்லேருந்து வந்து இங்கே ஸ்டே பண்ணுறவங்க. ஓகேயா? ஓகே, நவ் லெட் us know about Pericles. Athens had a great leader, Pericles, underline Pericles, who had power for held power for 30 years. He ruled 30 years. Pericles ruled Athens for about 30 years. During his rule, Athens and Sparta were continuously at war with each other. This war is known as Peloponnesian War. So what do you mean by Peloponnesian War? Underline children. What do you mean by Peloponnesian War? The Spartans and the Athens continuously they waged war during the period of Pericles. That is known as Peloponnesian War. Athens, despite hostility and disturbance from Spartans, became a noble city with magnificent buildings. இருந்தாலும் இவங்க அடிக்கடி சண்டை போட்டுக்கிட்டே இருந்தாலும் ஏத்தன்ஸ் என்ன செய்கிறாங்க, நிறைய magnificent building கட்டுறாங்க. There were great artists and great thinkers. Historians therefore call this age as age of Pericles. Which city? Greek city. It's called as a Hellenistic city-states, Greece. Age of Pericles. The Athenian government after Pericles did not like Socrates' way of finding truth. They did not like Socrates. In a trial, Socrates was accused for refusing to accept the gods recognized by the state and corrupting the youth. The jury found Socrates guilty and sentenced him to die by drinking hemlock. I think you might have heard about Socrates. He was a very good philosopher, excellent philosopher, and he was also a poor man. He used to call many young boys and he started to ask questions and giving many answers through their questions, so that by his knowledge he spread the philosophy, his philosophy. It was not liked by the government. So the government jury means court, yeah, jury found Socrates guilty, குற்றவாளி அப்படின்னு ப்ரூவ் பண்ணி எல்லா மக்களையும் ஏமாத்துறான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவர் மேலே என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, ஜெயிலில் கொண்டு வந்து போட்டு அவருக்கு டெய்லி ஹெம்லாக் அப்படின்ற ஒரு பாய்சனை கொடுத்து கொலை பண்ணிடுறாங்க, அவரை சாகடிச்சிடுறாங்க. நிறைய வாட்டி கேட்குறாங்க, நீ வந்து சொன்னதெல்லாம் பொய் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஒத்துக்கோ, நாங்கள் உன்னை விட்டுறோம் அப்படின்னு. He never said no. Okay children, okay, next get Socrates book. He was a great philosopher, and try to read that book, try to know about him, Socrates. Okay children, now Rome. So far we have studied about Greece. Now let us know about Rome, the Hellenistic world. The beginnings of Hellenistic civilization. The Greek city-states did not have an elaborate bureaucracy. They were therefore able to show great dynamism. Under Alexander the Great, the Greeks were able to establish a kingdom of Macedonia. Under the able ruler Alexander the Great. Have you studied in 8th standard or 7th standard? Alexander the Great, the Greeks were able to establish a kingdom in Macedonia. This kingdom succeeded in annexing two historic empires of Egypt and the Middle East. But the entire period of Alexander's reign means period, was spent on wars. He waged many wars and succeeded. Cultural development that took place quickly after Alexander's death, 323 BC, is called Hellenistic civilization, because Alexander, he induced himself into war, waging war and extending his empire. He wanted to become the world leader. But after his death only, Roman country started to develop the cultural development. So that after his period is called as Hellenistic civilization. Okay children, understood? Okay. The Greek school of science, mathematics and philosophy reached its peak in Greek Egyptian city of Alexandria. Next, underline Euclid, who formulated the basic theorems of geometry. Underline Euclid formulated basic theorem of geometry. Now you are studying geometry. It is a basic theorem of Euclid. Underline children. And Eratosthenes, who accurately calculated the diameter of the earth. Underline Eratosthenes. These people belong to these scholars belong to Roman countries. Euclid, Eratosthenes, and Hippocrates. He calculated the diameter of earth, and Hippocrates, the founder of trigonometry. Geometry, if you are not studying geometry, trigonometry, 9th standard or 10th standard, teachers will teach you trigonometry, where all products of this age. Ptolemy, how to pronounce? Ptolemy, underline, built on Hippocrates' ideas and later developed a model of motion of the planets and stars. Hippocrates அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடியவரோட, ஹிப்பாக்ரஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடியவருடைய ஐடியாவை டாலமி ஃபாலோ பண்ணி, what he did, he developed a model of motion of the earth and planets and stars. Okay children, எப்படி planets மூவ் ஆகுது, stars, planetsலாம் எப்படி மூவ் ஆகுது அப்படின்றத this Ptolemy founded. Okay, children. Next, let us study about the Roman Republic. We have studied Greek democracy. Now let us know about Roman Republic. In the beginning, Rome was a society of agriculturists organized through lineages. Out of this developed a hereditary ruling class. Roman people were divided into two classes: patricians and plebeians. The patricians were rich landlords. The plebeians were common people, common citizens. Rome was strategically located in the crisscrossing road, trade routes. Rome was strategically located in the crisscrossing trade routes, cutting north, south, and east to west. Okay, children. Taxes on passing traders. நம்ம இப்போ வாங்குறோம் இல்லையா, passing trades, revenue. Likewise, passing crisscrossing trade routes, cutting north, south, and east, west. Taxes on passing traders added to the revenue derived from agriculture. By the late 6th century BC, Rome developed into a prosperous town. Now, in Roman country, there was a division of the people, big landlords and the common people. Big landlords were called as patricians and common people were called as plebeians. Okay, children, you should remember that patricians, who are the patricians and the plebeians. Rome was strategically located in the crisscrossing trade routes, cutting north, south, east, and we have finished. And next, class war between patricians and plebeians. There was a war. Prisoners, always, not a war, always. Prisoners of war were enslaved in Rome. Thus, Rome produced a new labor force for rich to exploit. For the rich to exploit. Big landholders bought slaves cheaply and used them to cultivate their estates. The slave population grew, and by the 1st century BC, there were 2 million slaves, when the total strength of population was 3.25 million. So, the slaves increased day by day. Slave labor led to the impoverishment of free labor. Poverty. Impoverishment means poverty of free labor. Many poor persons had to abandon their children, who also ended up in the slave market. The slaves, they sold their children in the slave market. The conflict between plebeians and patricians became bloodier. In those days, in Roman cities, there was a war between the slaves or patricians and the plebeians. A major source of revenue to the Roman state was slave trade. Because of the slave trade, the Roman government earned more and more revenue. The island of Delos became a great slave market in Rome. The island of, underline children, the island of Delos in Rome became a great slave market. Okay, children? Okay, shall we pass on the next? Tiberius Gracchus brothers and Gaius Gracchus, underline. This is the answer for a caption question, one word question. Tiberius Gracchus and Gaius Gracchus, these two were brothers. Though patricians, even though these people were the big landlords, these voiced their opinion in favor of the poor peasants, in favor of the poor peasants. As the peasants supported their program, the senators shocked by this development because these gracious brothers, they supported the poor, they voiced against the landlords and supported the poor peasants. Now what happened? The senators shocked by this development, and senators means Senate சபை இல்லையா, அவங்களுடைய பார்லிமெண்ட்ல உள்ள senators, what they did, they murdered both of these brothers, Tiberius Gracchus and the Gaius Gracchus. The martyrdom of the Gracchus brothers played a decisive role in the transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. Understood? Roman Republic. Now let us continue. Transfer of power from consuls to emperor. When Marius became consul with the support of the Equites means new rich or propertier class below the rank of senatorial class, he made an attempt to push through a land distribution bill in the Senate. Underline, children. When Marius became consul, he brought a bill in the parliament, in the Senate. This led to the violence. The allies of Marius were killed. This resulted in a civil war between the followers of Marius and Sulla. Okay, Sulla is the opposition of Marius in the Senate itself. After expelling Marius, Sulla reigned for 3 years as a virtual dictator. Sulla became the ruler of Roman Empire. He was killed and succeeded by Cinna and Catalina. Marius also Marius and Sulla. After expelling Marius, Sulla ruled for 3 years as a virtual dictator. What do you mean by dictator? Sarvadhikari, like Hitler, dictator. He was killed and succeeded by Cinna and Catalina. Underline, children. This will come for 1 mark question. Okay. Now let us know about the slave revolts. There were more slave revolts. In Rome than in Greece. The revolt of Spartacus. The revolt of Spartacus was the most famous. It began in 73 BC, involving about 70,000 slaves. The revolt threatened the power in Rome. Ultimately, Spartacus was killed and the revolt crushed. 6,000 of the followers of Spartacus were executed. Executed means கொலை பண்றது, kill. Establishment of Principate. The civil wars over social issues ended only to be replaced by civil wars between generals. Okay, let us complete this Punic Wars and emergences, or we'll go this paragraph, after that we will complete. Marius and Cinna against Sulla. Civil war started in Rome. Marius and Cinna against Sulla. Pompey against Julius Caesar. After then Julius Caesar death and Brutus and Cassius against Mark Antony and Octavian Caesar. These are the Roman emperors. Sulla, Marius, Pericles, we have studied, and now Caesars, Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar, and Brutus, Cassius, these Mark Antony, Octavian, all these are ruling class family in Roman countries. So they ruled Rome. Okay, children, and the rich, old, and new alike felt that allowing Octavian, now called Augustus Caesar, to establish a de facto monarchy was the only way to re-establish political stability. அதாவது டிக்டேட்டர்ஷிப்பால் தான் இந்த பொலிட்டிக்கல் ஸ்டெபிலிட்டியை என்ன பண்ண முடியும், கொண்டு வர முடியும் இன் ரோமில் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நினச்சாங்க. பீப்புள் இஸ் நோன் அஸ் பிரின்சிபேட். Okay, from Augustus, the period starting from Augustus is known as Principate. Underline. Augustus called himself emperor. Imperator. Augustus called himself as a imperator, equivalent to the English word emperor. Imperator means emperor. In Latin word imperator. Emperor means imperator. Okay, he called himself as a emperor. Now, society under Principate. During the period of Principate, our period, the Octavius Caesar period, the imperial ruling class became far more prosperous than under the Republic. The period witnessed a great influx of luxury of goods such as silk, spices and gems. Influx means கொண்டு வர்றது, நாட்டுக்குள்ளே நிறைய இருக்குது வருது. இன்ஃப்ளக்ஸ் ஆஃப் மோர் சர்ப்ளஸ். இன்ஃப்ளக்ஸ் மீன்ஸ் ஸ்பைசஸ் அண்ட் ஜெம்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் த ஈஸ்ட். சிட்டிஸ் வேர் பில்ட் ஆன் அ கிராண்ட் ஸ்கேல் வித் temples, theaters, stadiums and colosseums. Colosseumsனா இந்த பார்க் மாதிரி, அதாவது என்டர்டெயின்மெண்ட் பிளேஸ், கொலோசியம், அண்ட் gymnasia, then aqueduct, baths and markets. The rich people distracted the attention of the poor by organizing games and contests in circuses where the gladiators were forced to fight and kill each other. அதாவது பெரிய கிளாடியேட்டர்லாம், in big gladiators, colosseums, what they used to do, they put the அங்கெல்லாம் நிறைய அனிமல்ஸ் வச்சுருப்பாங்க கொலோசியத்தில். அங்கே என்ன செய்வாங்க, கிளாடியேட்டர்ஸ் கொலோசியத்துலலாம் வைல்டு அனிமல்ஸை விட்டுட்டு அதுக்குள்ளே யாராவது தப்பு பண்ணினாங்க இல்லை யாராவது பிடிக்காமல் இருந்தாங்க, அதர்வைஸ் ஸ்லேவ்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, அதுக்குள்ளே விட்டுருவாங்க, அனிமல்ஸோட விட்டுருவாங்க. அந்த அனிமல்ஸ் இவங்களை எப்படி சாப்பிடுது அப்படின்றத உட்காந்து ரசிப்பாங்க, மேலே உட்காந்து ரசிப்பாங்க. யார், பிக் லேண்ட் லார்டர்ஸ், ஆட்சியில் இருக்கிறவங்க. தட் இஸ் what happened, forced to fight and kill each other. The most distinguished writers of the Augustan age brought glory to the empire. Augustan age, Augustus Caesar brought glory to the empire. Pliny the Elder, underline, Augustus Caesar, Pliny the Elder completed a voluminous encyclopedia of science. He called it natural history. Underline, children, or mark this paragraph. Natural history. Okay, let us finish up this paragraph and we will go to the next. Punic Wars and the emergence of Imperial Roman Empire. Okay, children. Punic Wars. As Rome was growing in Italy, Carthage was growing in power in North Africa. So, North Africa, Carthage அப்படின்ற dynasty, they grow into power. The Carthaginians were the descendants of the Phoenicians. Underline. The Carthaginians were the descendants of the Phoenicians. Who excelled in seafaring and trade. வியாபாரத்திலே seafaring. Rome and Carthage united to drive out the Greeks. What they did, the Africans and the Roman people, they united themselves to drive out the Greek people. Okay, because Greek grew very strong. Okay, children. Now, what happened? Thereafter, Carthage took Sicily and threatened the very existence of the Roman state. The three wars fought between them are called Punic War. So the war between the Africans and the Greek people were called as Punic Wars. Carthage sent a general named Hannibal. Mark this area ma Hannibal பற்றி கேட்பாங்க கொஸ்டின் இருக்கு பின்னாடி. Hannibal, he defeated the Roman army and made a great part of Italy a desert. Fabius confronted Hannibal and defeated him in the Battle of Zama. Pursued by the Roman army, Hannibal ended his life by poisoning himself. The Third Punic War was declared on the Carthaginians by Rome. After the defeat and destruction of the Carthage in this war, Rome emerged as an unrivaled power in the Western world. Okay, children. So, after waging war, initially the Africans and the Romans together started wage war against the Greek people. But later, Carthaginians started to wage war against the Roman also. Now, Romans were initially defeated one or two wars, but later, by the Battle of Zama, Roman army, Hannibal, he poisoned himself and Carthaginians were defeated by the Romans and he was poisoning himself to death. The Third Punic War was declared the Carthaginian by Rome. After the defeat and destruction of the Carthaginian in this war, Rome emerged as an unrivaled power in Western world. Rome became a powerful country. Okay. Now, let us know about okay, children. Now, let us know the above paragraph. The most distinguished writers of the Augustan age brought glory to the empire. Pliny the Elder, underline, completed the voluminous encyclopedia of science. He called natural history. Okay, he called it as natural history. அவருடைய என்சைக்ளோபீடியாவை எப்படி கூப்பிட்டாரு? Natural history. Next, Seneca, underline, was another well-known author of an encyclopedia of science. Underline, children, these are very important. Horace in his Odes developed a philosophy that combined Epicurean justification of pleasure with stoic bravery in the face of trouble. Underline all this scientist name. Livy was more a prose stylist than a historian. Livy was a more than prose writer and stylist historian. He was also a historian. The best known historians was Tatius, underline. Virgil's, next one. Virgil's, the best known historian Tatius. Virgil's Aeneid glorified Roman imperialism. The Roman law attained its highest stage of development during the Principate. We have already studied during the Principate, Augustus Caesar period, Roman Empire became glory. Okay, children. Next, after the death of Augustus in 14th century, after the death of Augustus in 14th century, Rome had few enlightened and capable rulers. After these people, Principate rulers, after the Augustus Caesar, the ruler were not so good. So what happened? The exceptions of Trajan, Antonius, Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. All others were tyrants. Marcus Aurelius stands apart from all others. As a philosopher, he authored many books. Marcus Aurelius, very good ruler, excellent in science, philosophy, technology, and all. As a philosopher, he authored many books. He was the first Roman emperor to send an embassy to China. From Rome to China, he sent an embassy and established contact with an Asian power. Okay, children, Marcus Aurelius established a contact with the Asian countries. External invasions and the decline of Roman Empire. The empire facing threats from barbarian incursions. பார்பாரியன்ஸ்னால் முரட்டு ஜாதி கூட்ட பீப்புள் சுற்றி இருக்கிறவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து என்ன செய்கிறாங்க, அடிக்கடி இது ரோமையும் கிரீக்கையும் அட்டாக் பண்ண வருவாங்க. எக்ஸ்பென்சிவ் மெர்சனரி ஆர்மிஸ் இன் AD 330 the center of the empire moved from Italy to the Greek speaking city of Byzantium. By it was difficult to rule the western parts from such a distance. So in 410 the Goths, Alaric, கோத்துனா இந்த முரட்டு ஜாதி கூட்டத்தினர், பார்பாரியனில் ஒரு வகை. கோத், அலாரிக்னா அவங்க என்னது சண்டை போடுறாங்க. லெட் ஹிஸ் ஃபோர்ஸஸ் டு சேக் ரோம் அசைக்கிறதுக்காக அவங்களுடைய ஆர்மி அனுப்புகிறாங்க. ஃப்ராங்க் க்ளோவிஸ், அண்டர்லைன் சில்ட்ரன், டுக் கண்ட்ரோல் ஆஃப் கால். இந்த ஆஸ்ட்ரோகோத், they are also one type of barbarian group. Theodoric proclaimed himself the emperor of Rome. The final onslaught came from Vandals. அப்புறம் கோத்ஸுக்கு அப்புறம் வேண்டல்ஸ் வராங்க. கோத்ஸுக்கு அப்புறம் வேறு யார் இந்த கோத் வேண்டல்ஸ் வராங்க. யார்? அவங்களும் பார்பாரியன்ஸ். அவங்க வந்து என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, நிறைய என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, ரோமை டெஸ்ட்ராய் பண்ணுறாங்க. அதனால ரோமன் எம்பையர் கேம் டு டிக்ளைன் ஆஃப்டர் மார்க்கஸ் அர்லியஸ் ரூல். Okay, Vandals. Disgusted by the rule of Emperor Romulus Augustus, the Roman army led by Odoba revolted and deposed him. This marked the end of Western Roman Empire. Okay, now let us know about the empire building in East Asia in China. Fall of Qin dynasty. Children, one more page is there. Let us complete. Okay, children, don't bother about the timing and all. Please listen. Empire building in East Asia. Fall of Bang Cheng fall of Qin dynasty. We have studied already in the civilization in China. Qin dynasty. We have studied the first dynasty ruled in China. Bang Cheng, popularly known as Shi Huangdi, we have studied, who constructed the China Wall, isn't it? Meaning the first emperor. அவர் தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எம்பரர் இன் சைனா. entered the age of warring states in China. He crushed all local rulers and established a strong central government. However, uprising of peasantry, unlike in other cultures, occurred again and again in China. Such uprisings led to the collapse of Qin dynasty. Many uprisings. Han dynasty and expansion of Chinese territories. Han dynasty 220 founded by Liu Pang. Underline, Han dynasty was founded by Liu Pang after Qing dynasty. Flourished for 400 years. Their capital was Chang'an. Their capital was Chang'an. The most popular and powerful ruler was Wu Ti. Underline, children, Liu Pang, Wu Ti. And his popular and powerful ruler Wu Ti, his generals succeeded in driving away the Huns in the north. Thus the Han Empire once again threw open the Silk Road. China had silk trade over the Greek and Roman countries. They made a Silk Road. Okay, children. Thus, driving away the Huns, Silk Road for trade. A large export trade, mainly in silk, reached as far as the Roman Empire. In the north, artisans and herders of rival barbarian dynasties brought in new techniques like the methods of harnessing. harnessing um, horses, use of saddle and stirrup, techniques of building bridges and mountains, roads, and seafaring. Such innovations made Han Empire prosperous. They started constructing roads, technology, building bridges. This made improvement. Then, at the beginning of the Christian period, the Han Empire revolved that of Rome in size and wealth. China, Han Empire revolved in size of Rome in size and wealth. Rome மாதிரி Han Empire wealthலையும் territoryலையும் big ஆச்சு. Buddhism came to China from India during the reign of Han dynasty. With Buddhism came the influence of Indian art to China, and from China this spread to Korea and the time, and from there to Japan. Some of the Buddhist art of this time show the impact of Hellenistic. What do you mean by Hellenistic? Greece is called Hellenes, isn't it? Because of their prosperous. Now they are also started to call it Hellenistic style. Follow the Hellenistic style. Okay, children. Next, let us know the read the paragraph. The trade routes from China to Asia Minor and India, known as the Silk Road or Silk Route, linked China with the West. Goods and ideas between the two great civilizations of Rome and China were exchanged through this route. Silk went westward and wools, gold and silver went east side. China received Buddhism from India via the Silk Road. Okay, children? Han emperors found it extremely difficult to control the big landowners. So, after some decades of consolidation, China saw the emergence of several rival kingdoms. What do you mean by rival? Opposite kingdoms, marked by civil wars. So, they started wars in North China. People abandoned their homes and farms, அவங்களுடைய இடம் வீடு எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டுட்டு ஓடிட்டாங்க, and fled from there to Yangtze region and beyond. Yangtze அவங்க எங்கேயோ போய் ரிவரை தாண்டி போயிட்டாங்க. The period after the Han ruled witnessed political instability across the country. Political instability, நிலையற்ற தன்மை இங்கே Han dynasty. Rise of Christianity. After a brief period of glory in the days of David and Solomon, the Jewish people had a great fall and experienced extreme hardships while spreading out all over the Roman Empire and elsewhere. They hoped that a Messiah would arrive to restore their pristine glory. Initially, they laid much hopes on Jesus. Jesus was against the rich and the hypocrites and condemned certain observances and ceremonial. This was not to the liking of the priests, who turned against Jesus and handed him over to the Roman governor Pontius Pilate, looked upon as a political rebel by the Roman authorities. Jesus was tried and crucified. Jesus was tried and crucified. You all know. Rise of Christianity during the period in Rome, during the period of David and Solomon, Jewish people had a great fall and experienced extreme hardship. And after that, because of Constantine, the Christianity started to become a state religion in Rome, and he started to spread Christianity. And later, what happened after that? Many people became opposed for this Jesus, and the Roman governors hand over Jesus to Pontius Pilate, and he was tried and crucified. சிறுவையில் அரைஞ்சு கொலை செய்யப்பட்டார் Jesus. And after Jesus' crucifixion, St. Paul started spreading the Christian doctrine. Paul succeeded in his effort and Christianity gradually spread. Romans were prepared to tolerate Christianity, but the refusal of the Christian to pay respect to the emperor's image was led to the image was viewed as political treason. Treason means kutram. Okay, it led to the persecution of Christians. நிறைய கிறிஸ்தவர்களை என்ன செய்கிறாங்க, கொலை பண்ணுறாங்க. Then it led to the persecution of their property was confiscated. அவங்க சொத்துக்கள் எல்லாத்தையும் பறிமுதல் பண்ணுறாங்க, confiscated, and they were thrown to the lions. Many Christians were Colosseum சொல்லி இருந்திருக்கல, அங்கே போட்டுருவாங்க. Yet the Roman Empire did not succeed in suppressing Christianity. One of the Roman Emperor Constantine himself became a Christian. Mark this for an answer. One of the Roman emperors, Constantine, himself became a Christian. Christianity thus became the official religion of the empire. St. Sophia Cathedral. Sophia Cathedral was built in mid-6th century AD. The most magnificent building in Europe at that time was known for its innovative architectural techniques. This cathedral was turned into a mosque by the Ottoman Turks when they captured Constantinople. The next, Byzantium. The Byzantine emperors who ruled from the city Constantinople for about 1000 years called themselves Romans, but their language was Greek. The splendor of Constantinople, with its luxurious royal places, its libraries, its scholars familiar with the writings of Greeks and Romans, and its fascinating St. Sophia Cathedral are the legacies they have left behind. The Romans, whatever left behind, it is given in this paragraph. However, in terms of development of science and technology, there was no progress during this period. The economies of the empire's province were in the hands of the large local landowners. So the economic system went under the control of landowners. The small peasants always lived on the edge of the poverty. The fundamental weakness of Byzantine civilization stood exposed when the participants of Fourth Crusade, we will study about the Crusades and all, pillaged it and ruled it. The tottering empire finally fell into the Ottoman Turks, underline, in 1453. The Roman Empire fell in the hands of Ottoman Turks, Turkish people, in 1453. Okay, children. Now read India during the classical period. The Kushan period corresponded with the last days of the Roman Republic. When Julius Caesar was alive, the Kushan Empire is said to have sent an embassy to Augustus Caesar, who succeeded Julius Caesar. 18 major works of Sangam age wise, 8 anthologies, Etuthogai, Pathupattu, we have studied previous lessons, 10 edials and compiled during the first 3 centuries of Common Era were composed during this period. Sangam literature hailed as a first secular literature of India. The corresponding period, 4th and 5th in South India, characterized as Kalabra period. Teak wood, paper, pearls, ivory, brocades and precious stones and the like were exported from the Malabar coast. Malabar coast எங்க இருக்கு? கேரளால. Malabar coast to Babylonia, Egypt, Greece and Rome. Trade with Rome further flourished. Okay, children? Okay. If you have any doubt, you call me and ask. Okay, children? Any paragraph you are not understanding, call me in my personal number. I will teach you. Okay, children? Okay, we have completed this lesson. I will tell you in the message what you have to do after.